Namaste everyone, a very good morning and cordial welcome to one and all present here. On the occasion of 75th Independence Day, National Service Scheme, SEL Bengaluru City University organized various online competitions for Karnataka State NSS volunteers to commemorate the monumental occasion under the banner of Azadi Ki Amrut Mahotsav India at 75. Honorable Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi ji has often shared his vision of building a new Atmanirbhar Bharat by the year 2022. You may be aware that our great nation is now just few days away from the 75th anniversary of Indian independence, Azadi Ki Amrut Mahotsav. To commemorate the monumental occasion, all the Department of Ministries hosting the set of activities for Resurgent and Atmanirbhar Bharat. In this regard, our Bengaluru City University NSSL 2021 organized a series of online competitions for the benefit of our young and energetic NSS volunteers at state level. I am Dr. Pratibha KS, NSS Program Officer, Head Department of Biotechnology at KLE Societies S. Nijilingappa College. I am the coordinator of today's speech competition organized by Bengaluru City University NSSL under the guidance of Dr. Govinda Gowda HG, Organizing Secretary and NSS Program Coordinator for BCU. It's my great privilege to host today's Bengaluru City University state level virtual series of competitions organized by BCU NSSL 2021 on the occasion of 75th Independence Day under the banner of Azadi Ki Amrut Mahotsav India at 75. Dear participants, greetings and good wishes to you all on behalf of BCU NSS Cell Parivar. We always wish for your good health and beautiful smile. Let's break the chain and stop the COVID-19 spread during this challenging time. We need to tell our loved ones that we care them a lot, we love them a lot, and we need to protect them a lot. And also we need to protect ourselves and also those around in and around in our neighborhood by breaking the chain and preventing the spread of COVID-19 virus during this pandemic situation. Dear participants, get vaccinated at first opportunity. A simple precautions will keep us all safe and secure. Now it's time to wake up and mask up. Stay safe and break the chain. I request all the participants for the better audio experience, please use headphone and mute yourself on your entry. If in case the participants get disconnected due to any reason, he or she can rejoin with the help of same link provided. Dear participants, let us start today's BCU NSSL 2021 state level virtual competitions on the occasion of Azadi Ki Amrut Mahotsav India at 75 by invoking the blessings of the Lord Almighty and universe. ಓ ದೇವರೇ, ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಆರೋಗ್ಯ ಮತ್ತು ಐಶ್ವರ್ಯದೊಡನೆ ಆಶೀರ್ವದಿಸು, ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಧನ ಮತ್ತು ಸೌಹಾರ್ದದೊಡನೆ ಆಶೀರ್ವದಿಸು, ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ಸಕಾರಾತ್ಮಕ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಮತ್ತು ನಿನ್ನ ಭಕ್ತಿಯೊಡನೆ ಆಶೀರ್ವದಿಸು. ಓ ದೇವರೇ, ಎಲ್ಲರನ್ನು ತಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ರಮಬದ್ಧವಾದ ವ್ಯಾಯಾಮ ಮಾಡುವಂತೆ, ಪೌಷ್ಟಿಕ ಆಹಾರ ಸೇವಿಸುವಂತೆ, ಸುಂದರ ಜೀವನ ಶೈಲಿಯನ್ನು ನಡೆಸುವಂತೆ ಮತ್ತು ಸದಾ ತಾಜಾ ಗಾಳಿಯನ್ನು ಸೇವಿಸುವಂತೆ ಆಶೀರ್ವದಿಸು. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an honor to welcome you all to this virtual program organized by BCU NSSL 2021. Now, I would like to welcome our Chief Patron, Professor Lingaraj Gandhi, Honorable Vice Chancellor BCU. Warm welcome to you, sir. I welcome our BCU Patron, Sridhar CN, Registrar BCU, and Dr. Ramesh B, Registrar and Evaluation BCU. Warm welcome to you, sir. I also extend our warm welcome to Organizing Secretary, NSS Program Coordinator, BCU, to this virtual program. Warm welcome to you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to welcome our BCU NSSL 2021 Organizing Committee members. We welcome you. I also extend warm welcome to respected Principal Dr. Arun Kumar B. Sonapanawar, Principal KLESNC. Warm welcome to you, sir. Now, I would like to welcome our today's most eminent jury panel member, Dr. Prasanna K. Santekadur, Associate Professor, Department of Biochemistry, CEMR, Lab, JSS Medical College, Mysuru. On behalf of NSSL, we welcome you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam.
Thank you. Now, I would like to welcome our another most eminent jury panel member, Dr. Parmesha M, Associate Professor in Department of Studies in Food Technology, Davangere University. On behalf of BCU NSSL, we welcome you, sir. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, madam.
Now, I'm very glad to introduce today's virtual event student NSS coordinator, Ms. Barkha Goyal, NSS volunteer at Keli Society's S. Nijlingappa College. Now, I request Barkha Goyal to proceed with today's virtual speech competition. Over to Barkha.
Thank you, ma'am. I warmly welcome all the chief guests of the day, BCC coordinator Govind Gowda HG sir, our eminent judges of the day, Dr. Prasanna sir and Dr. Paramesh sir. I would now love to briefly introduce our chief guest, Dr. Prasanna M. sir. Dr. Prasanna M. sir, Associate Professor in Department of Studies in Food Technology, Davangere Institute, Karnataka. Dr. Parmesha sir M. Dr. Parmesha M. sir have did his MSc in biotechnology and pursued his PhD in plant biotechnology. Later, he worked as an assistant professor in biotechnology in GM Institute of Technology, Davangere. Afterwards, he have worked as the senior scientific officer in the CSIR, that is Central Food Technological Research Institute from 2013 to 19. In 2019, August, he joined as an associate professor in the Department of Food Science Technology. Technology is his area of specialization. He published nearly 30 research papers in reputed international scientific journals and published book chapters. Sir's hobby are reading books, listening music, and traveling. I warmly welcome you, sir. Now,
Thank you.
I would like to briefly introduce our chief guest, Dr. Prasanna K. sir. Dr. Prasanna K. sir has 17 years of experience in metabolic syndrome and cancer research. After clearing UGC CSIR exam, he completed his PhD from the University of Mysore in 2009. Then he moved to Virginia Commonwealth University, Virginia, United States for his postdoctoral studies. Sir is also working as an associate editor for Frontiers in Oncology, academic editor of Journal of Oncology. He has an experience of 30 plus years. He is a recipient of many national and international awards. He is currently guiding PhD and master degree students. His current research work is primarily focused on understanding the molecular basis of development and pathogenesis of diet and obesity-induced non-alcoholic fatty liver disease and hepatocellular carcinoma. He is also a writer in Kannada. His notable literary works include Sue, a scientific novella, and a Maya Pranjara short stories collection. We warmly welcome you, sir.
Thank you, Barkha.
Now, I would wish all our dearest participants very all the best for your participation. Before we start, I would like to introduce all the rules and regulations to the judges and all the participants. The first rule is that you need to use all the
proper topics given here, you need to introduce yourself with the code and the topic chosen, and no other information is to be told. The time given would be 3 + 1 minute, and the judges will be judging you on the basis of 5 criteria. Thank you. Now, I would like to call upon NSS code NSS BCU 01.
Good morning to one and all. My code number is BCUNSS01. I'm here to speak on a beautiful topic, the role women in India's independence. History is a course of replete with stories of brave men like Mahatma Gandhi ji, Jawaharlal Nehru, Subhash Chandra Bose, Bhagat Singh, who dedicated their life to Indian struggle for freedom against the British. There are few women too who are the biggest reason for independence, like Rani Lakshmibai, Oneke Obawa, Annie Besant. But today I would like to speak a few words, about a few women who are out of this countless make the cut. A homage to some of the extraordinary women. Those female freedom fighters don't even we talk about them. The history of Indian freedom struggle would be incomplete without them mentioning the contribution of the women. The sacrifice made by the women of India will occupy the foremost place. They fought with true spirit and undaunted courage, and they faced various tortures, exploited hardship, and earned us a freedom. When the most of the men were prisoned in prison, the women came out of that and started struggling for the freedom. I would like to speak few words about the 5 women which we don't even remember them. First, I would like to speak about Mahadevi Verma. As we know, Mahadevi Verma is a Hindi poet. She have written many poems, but she is also active participate political activity in Gandhi civil obedience, disobedience, and Allahabad time. She adopted Gandhian ideal, including giving up speak in English and addressing in Khaki. And the another woman, a very brave woman, Basanti Devi. She was the wife and of activist Chitraranga Das. After Das arrested in 1921 and death in 1925, she took the active part in various movements and continued with social work post-independence. She received Padma Bhushan in 1975. When we had the British rule of dark time in India society, the
Audio has got muted.
Sorry, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience.
3 minutes are up. You have last 1 minute.
Okay. There are women who fought bravely like men. When their mother-in-laws suppressed them not to go out, but they started their freedom against. They were very brave. They did not think about anything. They just took their bravery and they started fighting after their husband's son were prisoned or after the death. As we know, women is usually known for their symbol of spirituality, strength, love, and courage. The role of women in Indian independence is. Thank you.
Judges, I note down the time. It's 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Thank you. Now I would like to call upon the second member with the code BCU NSS02. Please unmute.
Am I audible to all?
Yes.
Yes,
Can I
you're
start?
audible. Your time starts now. You can start.
VCU NSS 02 ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೋಡ್ ನ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಷಣ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗವಹಿಸಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅಂತೊಂದಿತ್ತು ಕಾಲ ವೈಜಯಂತಿ ಮಾಲ ಇಂದಿಗೆಲ್ಲ ಏನಾದರು ಎಂಬಂತೆ ಆಗ ಭಾರತದ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆ, ಭಾರತ ನಮ್ಮ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಕಾಲ, ಆ ಕಾಲಕ್ಕೂ ಮತ್ತು ಈಗಿನ ವಾಸ್ತವತೆಯ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೂ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನ ನಾನು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಯಾವ ವಿಚಾರವಾಗಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಭಾರತ ಅದೊಂದು ಸುಂದರ ಜಗತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಇಚ್ಛೆ ಪಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಅಂಶ, ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಪರಿಸರ ಮತ್ತು ಎಲ್ಲಾ ರೀತಿಯ ಜನಾಂಗ, ಭಾಷೆ ಎಲ್ಲವೂ ಕೂಡಿದೆ. ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಿಡಿತ ಸಾಧಿಸ್ತಾರೆ ಬಿಳಿಯರು, ಪರಂಗಿಯರು, ನಾನಾ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಅಪಖ್ಯಾತಿಗೆ ಒಳಗಾದಂತಹ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು. ಆಗ ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಕಡಾಖಂಡಿತವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ ಕೇವಲ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಸ್ಲೇವ್ಸ್ ಅಥವಾ ಚೀಟದಳಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ವಿಷಾದಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇದ್ದಿದ್ದು. ಹಾಗೂ ಈಗೂ ಏನ್ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ? ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು ನಮ್ಮಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಾನು ದೋಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ವೈಭವದಿಂದ ಅವರ ಇಂಗ್ಲೆಂಡ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಟ್ಕೋತಾರೆ. ರಾಣಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಕೊಹಿನೂರು ಡೈಮಂಡ್ ನ ತಗೊಂಡೋಗಿ ಕಿರೀಟವನ್ನಾಗಿ ಇಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲೇ ಹುಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಕೊಹಿನೂರು ಇಂದು ಬಡ ಆಗಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶ ಬಡತನದಿಂದ ಮುಳುಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಪಾವರ್ಟಿ ರೇಟ್ ನ ನಾವಿನ್ನೂ ಲೆಕ್ಕ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ. ನಮ್ಮ ಎಕನಾಮಿಕ್ಸ್ ಟೀಚರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನಾನು ಓದಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ 40% ಇರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಪಾವರ್ಟಿ ನನ್ನ ದುರದೃಷ್ಟವಶ ಕಂಡ್ರು, ನಿಮಗ್ ಪಾಠ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ ನಾನು, ಈಗ್ಲೂ 40% ಇದೆ ಅನ್ನೋದಕ್ಕೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಬೇಜಾರಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬಂತು ಭಾರತ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬರು ಕೂಡ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆ ಬಂತು, ಗಾಂಧಿ ಜಯಂತಿ ಬಂತು, ಗಣರಾಜ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ಮುಖದ ಮೇಲೆ 3 ಪಟ್ಟಿಯ ಒಂದು ತ್ರಿವರ್ಣ ಧ್ವಜದ ಆಕಾರವನ್ನು ಹಾಕೋತಾರೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಭಾರತ್ ಮಾತಾ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಅದೇ ಭಾರತ್ ಮಾತೆ ಗಂಗಾ ನದಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಕೊಳಚೆ ಹರಿತಿರ್ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೇ ಕಾರಣಕ್ಕೂ ಹೋಗಿ ನೋಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಭಾರತ ಬಡವ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ ಯಾರೇ ಕೂಡ ಬಿಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ? ಆಗಿನ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೂ ಈಗಿನ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೂ ಏನ್ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇದೆ ಅಂತದ್ದು ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಆಗ ಆಚೆಯವರು ಬಂದು ಒಳಗೆ ಬಂದು ದೋಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಒಳಗಿರೋರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶವನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಥಿತಿಗಳನ್ನ, ನಮ್ಮ ಒಂದು ಭಾವನೆಗಳನ್ನ ದೋಚ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ವಾ? ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಹಾಕೋಬೇಕು ಪ್ರತಿಯೊಬ್ಬ ಭಾರತ. ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಹಾಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಉತ್ತರ ಕಂಡುಕೋಬೇಕು. ನಾವು ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಅವರನ್ನ ಕೈ ಮುಗಿದು ಪೂಜಿಸ್ತೀವಿ, ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಪಿತಾಮಹ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಆ ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೆಲೆ ಕೊಟ್ವಿ ನಾವು? ಅವ್ರು ಮಾಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತಗಳಿಗೆ, ಸಂವಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಎಷ್ಟು ಒತ್ತು ಕೊಟ್ವಿ? 10ನೇ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಭಾರತ ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಿಯಂಬಲ್ ನ ಓದಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂತಹ ಒಂದು ಹೀನಾಯ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿಯಲ್ಲಿದೆ. ವಿ ದ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಆಫ್ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಘಂಟಾಘೋಷವಾಗಿ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಬಟ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಆಗಿನ ಒಂದು ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದಂತಹ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೂ ಈಗಿನ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೂ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸವನ್ನೇ ಇಲ್ಲದಷ್ಟು ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಬದುಕ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ಶೋಚನೀಯ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ನಿಜವಾಗ್ಲು. ಹೀಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತಾ ಹೋದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ಎಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಹೋಗಿ ಮುಟ್ಟುತ್ತೆ? ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತವನ್ನು ನಾವು ದುರ್ಬಿನ್ನಾಕಿ ಹುಡುಕಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ನಿಮಿಷದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾನು ಕನ್ಕ್ಲೂಡ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಆಗಿನ ಭಾರತ ಸಮೃದ್ಧವಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅದನ್ನ ಯಾರೋ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ, ಫ್ರೆಂಚರು, ಡಚ್ಚರು, ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು ಬಂದು ಗುಂಡಿ ಹಗದು ದೋಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಈಗ ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯ ಹೆಸರಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದ ರೋಡ್ಗೆ ಟಾರ್ನ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ, ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಮಾಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಗಿಡ ಗುಂಡಿ ತೋಡೋನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗೆಯೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಗಿಡ ಉಣಕ್ ಬರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತ ಯಾರು ಗಣ್ಯ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳ ಫೋಟೋ ಹಿಡಿದು ಪೇಪರ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದು ವಾಸ್ತವತೆಯ ಭಾರತದ ಪರಿಸ್ಥಿತಿ. ಹೀಗಾಗಬಾರ್ದು. ಯುವ ಜನತೆ ಸಮೂಹ ಎಚ್ಚೆತ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ಹೇಳಿ ಎದ್ದೇಳಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದರ ಘೋಷವಾಕ್ಯವನ್ನ ಕೈಲಿಡಿಬೇಕು. ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಚಂದ್ರ ಬೋಸ್ರಂತಹ ಒಂದು ದಿಟ್ಟ ಹೆಜ್ಜೆಯನ್ನ ಇಡಬೇಕು. ಭಗತ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡತಕ್ಕಂಥ ತ್ಯಾಗಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವು ಬೆಲೆಯನ್ನ ಕೊಡ್ಲೇಬೇಕು ಸ್ವಾಮಿ. ಅಂಬೇಡ್ಕರ್ ಈಗ್ಲೂ ಕೂಡ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು, ವಿಧಾನಸೌಧದ ಮುಂದೆ ಬೆಳ್ಳಿಟ್ಟು ನಿಂತಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ, ಇವತ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಾಳೆ ನನ್ನ ಭಾರತೀಯರು ನೋಡ್ರಪ್ಪ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾರತೀಯರು ಅಂತ ಇಡೀ ವಿದೇಶಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಆ ರೀತಿ ಬೆಳಿತಾರೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಆಸೆ. ಆ ಆಸೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ನಿರಾಸೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ಬೇಡ. ಸಂವಿಧಾನದ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಂವಿಧಾನಕ್ಕೆ ಗೌರವ ಕೊಟ್ಟು, ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಗೌರವ ಕೊಟ್ಟು, ಆಗಿನ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೂ ಈಗಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ವಾಸ್ತವತೆಯ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೂ ಏನ್ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ಅರ್ಥಕೊಂಡು ಅಭಿವೃದ್ಧಿಯ ಪಥದೆಡೆಗೆ ಸಾಗಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ಯುವ ಸಮೂಹ ಎಚ್ಚೆತ್ತುಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ, ರಾಜಕೀಯ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ಸುವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆಗಳಾಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನಾನು ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೀನಿ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಭಾರತ್.
Thank you. Judges, please note down the time. 4 minutes, 41 seconds. Now, I would like to call upon BCU NSS code 03.
ಕ್ಷಮೆ ಇರಲಿ, ಇದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೆ. Can anybody respond to me?
ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ 03 ಇಲ್ಲ ರೀ.
Okay, so now we'll like to call upon next BCU NSS with the code 04.
Okay, ma'am.
Pratima ma'am, I have an issue.
Ma'am, can I start? Hello, ma'am.
Your time starts now.
You can start now.
ಓಕೆ ಸರ್. ಓಕೆ, ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು ಸರ್. ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾಗಿಯಾಗಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನನ್ನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ನನ್ನ ಕೋಡ್ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆ BCU NSS 04. ಇಂದು ನಾನು ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ಮಾಹಿತಿಯನ್ನ ನಿಮ್ಮೊಂದಿಗೆ ಹಂಚಿಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ಬಯಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 15, 1947 ನಾವು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವನ್ನ ಪಡೆಯುತ್ತದೆ. ಆ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಯ ಅಂಗವಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 15 ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ದಿನವನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಚರಣೆ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿಯವರೆಗೂ ಬಂದಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಯ ಹಿಂದೆ ಅನೇಕ ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಉತ್ಸಾಹಭರಿತ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರು ಮಾಡಿದಂತಹ ಉಗ್ರ ದಂಗೆಗಳ, ಯುದ್ಧಗಳ, ಚಳುವಳಿಗಳ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಹಿಂಸಾತ್ಮಕ ಮತ್ತು ಅಸ್ತವ್ಯಸ್ತದ ಇತಿಹಾಸವಿದೆ. ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರು ನಿರ್ಭೀತರಾಗಿ ಧೈರ್ಯದಿಂದ ಯುದ್ಧ ಭೂಮಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಯುದ್ಧವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ, ಹೋರಾಟವನ್ನ ಮಾಡಿ, ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಣವನ್ನ, ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನವನ್ನೇ ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದರು ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವನ್ನ ತಂದುಕೊಡಲು. ಅಂತಹ ಮಹಾನ್ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿಗಳು, ಅಂತಹ ಮಹಾನ್ ನಾಯಕರು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದಾಗಿದೆ. ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು 200 ವರ್ಷಗಳಿಗಿಂತಲೂ ಜಾಸ್ತಿನೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದ ಮೇಲೆ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರಿಂದ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಮುಕ್ತಗೊಳಿಸಲು ಮತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರತೆಯನ್ನ ತಂದುಕೊಡಲು ಅನೇಕ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರು ಹೋರಾಟವನ್ನ ನಡೆಸಿದರು. ಅನೇಕ ನೋವುಗಳನ್ನ, ಶೋಷಣೆಗಳನ್ನ ಮತ್ತು ಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನ ಅವರು ಎದುರಿಸಬೇಕಾಯಿತು. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರತೆಯನ್ನ ತಂದುಕೊಡಲು ಅವರೇನು ಶ್ರಮವನ್ನ ಪಟ್ರು, ಅವರೇನು ಕಷ್ಟಗಳನ್ನ ಎದುರಿಸಿದರು, ನೋವುಗಳನ್ನ ಎದುರಿಸಿದರು, ಆ ನೋವುಗಳೇ, ಆ ಕಷ್ಟಗಳೇ, ಆ ಶ್ರಮವೇ ಇಂದಿಗೆ ಈ ಜನರಿಂದ ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾಗಿ ಗೌರವವನ್ನ ತಂದು ಕೊಡುವಂತಹ ಕಷ್ಟ, ನೋವು, ಶ್ರಮ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅಂದರೆ ಆ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರು ಇಂದಿಗೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ಮರಣೀಯ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಆಳ್ವಿಕೆ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ವಿರುದ್ಧ ಅವರು ಅನೇಕ ಮಾರ್ಗಗಳನ್ನ ಕಂಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಯಾವ ಮಾರ್ಗಗಳ ಮೂಲಕ, ಯಾವ ದಾರಿಯ ಮೂಲಕ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರನ್ನ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶದಿಂದ ಒದ್ದೋಡಿಸಬಹುದು ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರವನ್ನ ಆ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲದಲ್ಲಿ ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರು ಹಾಕಿಕೊಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಂದರ್ಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಶೋಷಣೆಗಳನ್ನ, ನೋವುಗಳನ್ನ ಅವರು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅಂತಹ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರ ಪಟ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಅವರಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಮುಖರು ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿ, ಲಾಲ್ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ, ಜವಾಹರ್ಲಾಲ್ ನೆಹರು, ಸರ್ದಾರ್ ವಲ್ಲಭಭಾಯಿ ಪಟೇಲ, ಭಗತ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಮತ್ತು ಚಂದ್ರಶೇಖರ್ ಆಜಾದ್, ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಬಾಲ್ ಗಂಗಾಧರ್ ತಿಲಕ್, ಸರೋಜಿನಿ ನಾಯ್ಡು, ಕಿತ್ತೂರು ರಾಣಿ ಚೆನ್ನಮ್ಮ, ಸಂಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ರಾಯಣ್ಣ, ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ ಝಾನ್ಸಿ ರಾಣಿ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀಬಾಯಿ, ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಹ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರೇ. ನಾವು ಇಂದು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರತೆಯನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರೇ ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ ಕಾರಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರು ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡು ಇಲ್ಲವೇ ಮಡಿ, ಅಥವಾ ಲಾಲ್ ಬಹದ್ದೂರ್ ಶಾಸ್ತ್ರಿ ಅವರು ಸಹ ಒಂದು ಘೋಷಣೆಯನ್ನ ಹೊರಡಿಸುತ್ತಾರೆ, ಜೈ ಜವಾನ್ ಜೈ ಕಿಸಾನ್ ಎನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಮಾತನ್ನ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ನಮ್ಮ ನೇತಾಜಿ ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಚಂದ್ರ ಬೋಸ್ ರವರು ಸಹ ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಕಿಚ್ಚನ್ನ ಹೊತ್ತಿಸ್ತಾರೆ, ನೀವು ನನಗೆ ರಕ್ತವನ್ನ ಕೊಡಿ, ನಾನು ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವನ್ನ ತಂದು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಬಾಲ್ ಗಂಗಾಧರ್ ತಿಲಕ್ ಅವರು ಸಹ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸ್ವರಾಜ್ಯ ನನ್ನ ಜನ್ಮಸಿದ್ಧ ಹಕ್ಕು, ನಾನು ಅದನ್ನ ಪಡೆದೇ ತೀರುತ್ತೇನೆ ಅನ್ನುವಂತಹ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾದಂತಹ ಮಾತುಗಳನ್ನ, ಘೋಷಣೆಗಳನ್ನ ಜನರ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ಆ ಒಂದು ಜನರಲ್ಲಿ ದೇಶಭಕ್ತರಲ್ಲಿ ದೇಶಭಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಸುವ ಮೂಲಕ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರನ್ನಾಗಿ ಅವರನ್ನ ಮಾಡುವಂತಹ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆ ಜನರನ್ನ ಪರಿವರ್ತಿಸುವಲ್ಲಿ ಈ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಬಹಳಷ್ಟು ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗಿರುವಂತದ್ದು. ಇಂದಿನ ದಿನದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಈ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರತೆಯನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರತೆ ಅನೇಕ ಜೀವಗಳನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಅನೇಕ ಜೀವಗಳನ್ನ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಈಗ ನಾವು ಈ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರತೆಯನ್ನ ಅನುಭವಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರತೆಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಅನುಭವಿಸುತ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರೇ ಕಾರಣ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ಅವರ ಒಂದು ದೇಶ ಪ್ರೇಮ, ಅವರು ದೇಶದ ಮೇಲೆ ಇಟ್ಟಿರುವಂತಹ ಪ್ರೀತಿಯನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇವತ್ತಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಸ್ಮರಣೀಯ ಮತ್ತು ನಾವು ಸ್ಮರಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಪ್ರತಿದಿನ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದ ಪ್ರತಿ ಹಂತದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸೋಣ ಎಂದು ಹೇಳುತ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನ ಮುಗಿಸುತ್ತೇನೆ. ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು.
Judges, please note down the time. It is 4 minutes 40 seconds. Thank you, BCU code number 04.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, I would like to call upon the code BCU NSS 05.
Hello, friends. My code is BCU NSS 05. My topic is whether India is developed or India, as we all know, Mera Bharat Mahan is a greatest country, is one of the secure country. We do have our constitution, we do have our facilities, we do have our infrastructure, we do have our educational, sophisticated machinery and mechanisms. Having said that, looking at the defense sector, what we have today, we have the sophisticated equipments, we have the nuclear power. At the same time, we are capable of competing with so many countries in the world. At the same time, looking at the corporate sector, we do have 18 unicorns as on day. A unicorn means a very recent startup which has started within 2 years from the timeline today and has a valuation of $1 billion. Dear friends, today Indian corporates are capable of placing themselves in one of the prestigious positions. At the same time, Indian population today has the majority of youth sector. The youth population today happens to be one of the very prestigious and very sophisticated resource which is capable of doing this. Now coming to the medical sector, also exporting it, and at the same time we were also capable of ensuring that this particular situation, the uncertainty situation of COVID-19 which we are currently facing, was kept to be controlled over a certain point of time. But having said that, have we developed completely? The answer is definitely no. We are still developing. Dear friends, right from the independence, from the 75 years of the timeline, we are still developing. What is the reason for that? Why is that so? We do have the sophisticated infrastructure, we do have sophisticated educational facilities, we do have absolute very good medical facilities. Why are we still developing? That comes the point of implementation issues. No doubt, we were capable of bringing 2 vaccines which were manufactured in India, but were we capable of building in trust among the people to take that vaccine? At the same time, having said that, are we capable of ensuring that educational facilities are reaching each and every citizen of our country? And also, though we have so many corporates, are we capable of providing employment opportunities to each and every person in the country? So these factors are which is making us lacking being a developed country. Though we have potential of being grown, or though we have greatest potential, though we have greatest talented people in our country, how many of them do work in India? Don't you think they are going to abroad? Don't you think their country, though they belong to, having said that, but what developed country? Our role comes from implementing the policies of ourselves. Let us all, being professionals, be it an engineer, be it a doctor, be it a lawyer or a chartered accountant, however it is, let us comply to the rules and regulations what we need to do ourselves. Let us educate ourselves, let us educate our society in such a way that they do contribute into development of the country. Let us all work for India. Let us all contribute into ensuring certain value addition to our country. At the same time, let us try to restrict or let us try to reduce ourselves into the bribery and corruption practices. So friends, definitely we do have the greatest potential to make India as a developed country. Let us focus on that. Let us work on that. Saying this, I would like to conclude. Thank you one and all.
Thank you, BCU NSS code 05. I would like the judges to note down the time, 4 minutes, 5 seconds. Now, I would like to call upon the code BCU NSS 06.
This is code number 6. Am I audible, ma'am?
Yes, you can start.
Okay. मैं उस देश की नागरिक हूँ जहाँ अशोक सम्राट जैसा राजा था। मैं उस देश की नागरिक हूँ जहाँ डाल डाल पर सोने की चिड़िया को पाया जाता था। मैं उस देश की नागरिक हूँ जहाँ हर 50 मील पर भाषा, रूप, पहनावा और मजहब बदल जाता है। मैं उस देश की नागरिक हूँ जिसने अपने भूगोल से पहले इस ब्रह्मांड का भूगोल को समझ आता था। A very frenetic morning to everyone present here. This is code number 06 and I will be speaking on the topic national integration and role of youth. I would like to start by saying that the young generation is the foundation of any nation. As none of a building can survive without a strong foundation, a nation can also not survive and progress without well-qualified, efficient and dedicated young generation. The youth, if provided the right motivation and opportunities, can transform any country into a superpower. Trust me, it can transform any country into a superpower. However, I think it's not possible without their being filled with the spirit of national integration. Now, what does this national integration actually mean? It actually means combining all the people in the country and bringing them on one platform. So, youth should rise above all the difference of caste, creed, religion, language, and should live upon the spirit of national integration. For the process of for the progress of any nation out here, unity of thought, action, and mutual brotherhood is very essential. Spirited young men and women of new generation can play a vital role in the socio-economic regeneration of our society. What should be the aim of the youth then? The aim of the youth should be to put the country on the road to progress and prosperity. Youth should realize the challenges before the country and should show the right attitude and initiatives for removing all the obstacles. Fortunately, today's youths are armed with various social networking tools, which they can use for spreading awareness between society. Present generation with the advent of new technologies is very well informed and is very highly approachable. Swami Vivekananda is a great example for the youth, and he has rightly quoted that young persons are like steel or stone. They can break rocks, so we youth should rise above and achieve our target and never sleep before we achieve our target. Let all the youth in whichever part of the country they live must be put united and put collective efforts and bring fresh ideas so that they can be formulated into the fresh policies. Every Indian youth should follow the saying of Mahatma Gandhi ji, be the change you want to see in the world. Youth can set example for others while making efforts and towards promoting the national integration. Promoting global peace is what actually everybody should have to work towards, and this will be achieved if a part of population move towards it. None of them should be left below or behind, especially the NSS volunteers. As an NSS volunteers, it's an opportunity and it's responsibility for each and everyone out here to contribute in the nation building process. And our contribution is the most valuable. Trust me, it's the most valuable. I would like to end my say with the quote, जिस दिन तेरी फतेह का परचम इस मिट्टी पर लहराएगा, जिस दिन तेरी फतेह का परचम इस मिट्टी पर लहराएगा, क्या जमीन क्या आसमां हिंदुस्तान मिल जाएगा. Thank you.
Thank you, BCU NSS 06. I would like the judges to note down the time, 3 minutes, 30 seconds. Now, I would like to call BCU NSS code 07.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible. You can start.
The vision of a self-reliant India is not possible without an empowered womanhood. Good afternoon. My code number is BCUNSS07, and today I would like to speak a few words on the flag waving topic, women in India's independence. The stories of how India fought to free itself from the shackles of colonial rules still resonate in our hearts. An often untold story is that of the role of influential Indian women. The rapid entry of women into struggle and politics during the independence period was an amazing development in the history of modern India, and we can proudly say that the position of women took a favorable turn. Soon, we are going to celebrate 75 years of independence. The stories of resilience, strength, and struggles of these women will never fail to inspire our discourse on feminism, life, and democracy. Let us elucidate the role of Indian women during the independence period. The Indian independence movement was certainly a new chapter, not only in the course of nation, but of women empowerment too. Along with the bloodshed, protest cries, and ultimately the dawn of independence, the country saw a rise in women's position and participation of women in national issues. For a long time, women were confined to the walls of the house and patriarchy, but thanks to the cries of independence, that it helped them to cross the Lakshman Rekha and join forces with the men in the national movements. The history of freedom struggle is a replete saga of sacrifice, selflessness, and bravery of these women, and most of us don't know that. The 19th century of freedom struggle saw the nation take a full swing, and women all over took the baton of being equally responsible and dedicated to the national cause. Women shouldered critical responsibilities during India's struggle for freedom. The civil disobedience movements during 1930s, Sarojini Naidu led the satyagrahas. Among 2,050 participants, 359 were women who faced the lathis of the police with great confidence. The speech would be incomplete without mentioning some of the great female women freedom fighters of India. Sarojini Naidu led the satyagrahas and actively supported Mahatma Gandhi's movements. Rani Lakshmi Bai was a great heroine of the First War of India. She is the embodiment of patriotism, self-respect, and heroism. Uda Devi fought against the British regime, where she shot dead 32 to 36 soldiers. Apart from brave and courageous battles against the British armies, some of them also paved way for social changes. Savitri Bai Phule, the first female teacher in the first women's school, also opened a school for the untouchable, and she worked tirelessly for women's rights. A 3-minute speech would never be enough to praise and respect the women freedom fighters of India. But due to time constraints, I'm winding up my speech. Women made a significant mark of their valor. Even after 75 years of independence, we could still feel the fervor and the resentment of these female freedom fighters of India. So let us remember each and everyone for achieving for us. And they are still a source of inspiration, not only to women, but to all. Jai Hind. Thank you.
Judges, please note down the time. 3 minutes, 28 seconds. Thank you, BCU NSS07. Now, I would like to call upon the code BCU NSS08. And your time starts now.
Others might have forgotten, but never can I. May the tricolor of my country fly so high. A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Code number NSS08, and the topic I chose is national integration and role of youth. Well, what exactly do you understand by national integration? National integration is simply defined as the unity of all citizens in India. Well, talking about my nation, India, India is a diverse nation which is rich in culture, tradition, communities, backgrounds, and whatnot. And Indian residents have different backgrounds and hence they follow different practices. But one thing which always stood common is our motherland. Yes, you heard it right. Motherland is our emotion. Motherland is our blood. Motherland for all and motherland of all. And that's exactly why you see our soldiers dying and saying, I died for my country. That's exactly why we say our teachers are striving hard to educate the youth of our country. And that's exactly why I feel doctors strive hard to save one patient, even in the COVID situation. Well, why is national integration important in one's country? Well, it improves the stability of one's nation, the overall growth, and overall representation of one's country. It also divides the casteism, religionism, linguism, and whatnot. It brings in the emotion of loyalty towards our country, India. Now, talking about youth, well, a great man said, we may always not build the future for youth, but definitely we can build our youth to the future. And being a youth, I always agree and I would respect it. Each one of us sitting here have reached youth or may have already been elder person. But what is common is again the national integration. As a youth, I would pitch in few ideas what I felt I could do for my country. Number one would be education. Education is a key weapon for every and each soul in one's country. Educating youth would just not lead educating youth, but youth would develop and develop the country for younger generation and the elder generation as well. Number two would be social media. Well, when most of the youth is criticized for using social media, let me take back to the case which happened in Kerala 2018, the flood case. Most of the youth helped leaving their colleges, leaving their job to rescue people who were really upsetting with the flood situations. Number three would be politics. Well, I'm not taking any party or am I not branding any community. All I'm asking is power. As youth, I believe we have straight vision, they're adaptive, and hence we being the representative of one's country would definitely bring a change. As statistics says, 66% of youth is in our country, and hence we're still not given power to modulate rules and regulations. I'm not telling an inexperienced youth would build the nation towards prosperity, but definitely a youth would take one into the roads of prosperity and progression. Well, it's a slow process. Why each of us are still 20, how would you even bring a country? But again, the thing which stays in each our blood, the thing which flows in each our blood is azadi and freedom. Though we got independence 75 years ago, I may bet and still say people are not getting equality. At the end, I would say today's youth are leaders for tomorrow. Jai Hind, a happy Independence Day. Thank you.
Judges, please note down the time. It's exactly 4 minutes. Thank you, BCU code 0008.
Thank you so much.
Now I would like to call upon BCU code NSS09. Your time starts now.
Voice is not audible.
BCU code NSS09, you're not audible. No, you're not. Due to some network issues, they're unable to. We'll come back to them. By that time, I would like to call BCU NSS code 10.
BCU NSS 10 here, and my topic is the Independence Day celebrations.
You can start.
Am I clearly audible?
Yeah, you are.
Okay. As I find myself here on this platform, and as we look forward to the auspicious occasion of our Independence Day, I find it, to be quite honest, to not have the adequate experience to speak on, the celebrations of our Independence Day. Because you see, I was not born in this country. I was born and raised in the Middle East. And it has only been 11 years as of now since I've lived here. And in those 11 years, I have seen growth and development in this country as we've moved on from what was the old to know what is modern and new and even futuristic in many aspects. As I came here as this young child looking to continue their education here in India, I find that in a lot of ways, I have found independence. I have found freedom. Being in Bangalore, first and foremost of all, being the IT hub of this nation, I have found myself freedom to information. I have found myself independence in the way that I can access anything that I want at the control of my fingertips. Seeing as to how this nation has grown tremendously in terms of technology and the access of internet to even those in rural areas. I, living in the urban space, was able to carve and forge and find knowledge and be open to everything there is about this nation. I found freedom to know and to fellowship with other people, like-minded people, people who knew me and people whom I knew, people who were continuing on the same path as I am, the path for progress. I found freedom and independence in expression of my religion. I was able to practice my faith, and I was able to live my life as with my own choices. In this country. This country has given me the freedom to live as I choose to live by my beliefs and my convictions. I have found freedom to forge my own career. I have found so many avenues and opportunities in this nation. And now that I'm part of the arts and also in service, trying to forge a career path to serve those around me, I did that of my own accord. I did that of my own choice. And this nation has helped me, has given me every option to try new things, to be free, and to not be hindered by any obstacle that would normally hinder any other person. I have found freedom in the way that I live. I have found freedom in the way that I can choose what I want. I have found independence truly being here in this nation. I have been nourished, nurtured, cared for, fed by in every small way from every sector of industry and occupation in this nation. As I'm here in 2021, and as we are looking forward to 75 years of our nation's independence, I can say that I am grateful, truly, for all that this nation has given me. And like I said in the start of my speech, with my inadequate experience of this nation, I hope to live long enough that I may see joy and peace and prosperity to continue to rise, even to those who cannot seem to access it. And in that, I find the greatest independence, that every man, that every person, even me, who comes from a middle class family, is able to achieve, is able to make their own way, make their own living, and live in comfort and in prosperity in this nation. And for that, I am truly grateful. May God bless India for the days to come and for the years ahead. Thank you.
Judges, please note down the time. It's 4 minutes, 49 seconds. Now, I request all the participants, judges, and BCU coordinator to on their videos for a group photo. Thank you, everyone. Now, I call upon BCU NSS code 09 to present. You can start. You're not audible.
audible now?
Yeah, in this you're audible.
All right, I'll be starting now. A country's greatness lies in its undying ideals of love and inspire the mothers of the race. Sarojini Naidu. A very warm afternoon to everybody present here. This is contestant number 9, and the topic of my choice today is the role of Indian women in the independence of our country.
Yeah.
So there were thousands of people who took part in the freedom struggle, thousands of speeches that went on, thousands of parades that went on in order to bring one unanimous country that was with one unanimous cause, that was the independence of our country. But being such an important event, if we Google or web search such events, we find that the freedom fighters that are popularized are mostly men, and sometimes women haven't been given, or very few times they have been given importance in the freedom struggle. So it's my honor on the occasion of 75th Independence Day to be presenting a topic as such. So if my history is correct, I'll have to be starting with the famous lady Bhima Bhai Holakar, who was a queen and who fought against a British colonel and won against him in an irregular warfare. And after that, we all know Kittur Rani Channamma, who was very popular in Karnataka for her chivalry and her bravery, and we know her for the bravery she with the bravery she fought against the British Army, and then with that we also have the Great Indian Riot, which happened with the Jhansi and the Queen of Jhansi and the leaders of the British, where we have the pivotal role played by Jhansi Rani I'm really sorry. We have Jhansi Lakshmi Bai, who played such an important role and who showed us that courage is the most important thing in a successful ride. Along with that, the other contestant mentioned about Uda Devi, who was a female Dalit who shot so many soldiers. But one more thing that we have to know about her is while she was doing the same thing, she got shot in her head. But at her dead body, we saw Campbell bowing his head. That is the power that is the pride that a freedom fighter holds in our country. Sarojini Naidu says, when there is oppression, the only self-respecting thing that is to be done is to rise and say, this shall cease today. And because my right is justice, Sarojini Naidu says that. Popularly known as the Nightingale of India, she has taken part in so many activities that have led to the freedom of our country. Being a poet and a writer, she wrote about the mothers of our nation, addressing every woman and expressing her urge for them to come up and become the part of the freedom struggle for their motherland. She was also appointed for the taxation, the tax against the salt to invade or raid against the salt workers. And during this moment, we also see the women of the Gandhi family, also the Nehru family. By Gandhi family, I mean Kasturba Gandhi. And by the Nehru family, I mean Kamala Nehru and Vijay Lakshmi Pandit. Along with these two women in the Dandi March, we should also remember Usha Mehta, who was the radio broadcaster and who spread the news of do or die that was preached by Mahatma Gandhi during the Dandi March. So with all of these women, we have Kasturba Gandhi, and today, by coincidence, I would like to say, it is the National Handloom Day in India, where we celebrate the Swadeshi movement. And we must say Kasturba Gandhi has played such an important role with the help of Nari protest, Nari Satyagraha, the peaceful protest, and so many other activities that took part. Even though she was in jail, she sacrificed her life for the freedom of our country. Same way, even Kamala Nehru, who created groups of picketing where they picketed liquor and even foreign goods in order to help the boycotting of the foreign goods and increasing the Swadeshi movement. We have even Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, who was the first leader of the Indian National Congress, and she was one, I would like to say, the voice of the Indian National Congress, because she came up with the non-cooperation movement along with a lot of other leaders like Aruna Asaf Ali, Amrit Kaur, Muthu Lakshmi Nair, Sarala Devi, Kasturba Gandhi, etc. Speaking of Aruna Asaf Ali, she's also called as the Grand Old Lady of Indian Independence, and we must remember her because she was the lady during the Quit India movement who raised the flag of India in Mumbai while our men were arrested. Along with them, we also have to remember Lakshmi Sehgal, who was a medical student apparently, but her calling was freedom of our country, and she went to Subhash Chandra Bose, and with his help, she led a women protest league, and because of that, she was called as the Captain Lakshmi Sehgal. And then with that, we also have Uma Bai Kundapur, who is very less known but very popularly known in Karnataka, who was from Belgaum. And she had an NGO named as Bhagini Mandal, and she protested that with the Hindustan Seva Dal, that independence of our country will also start with the state. So these being the Indian women, there were also Annie Besant and other leaders like Madam Bakiji Kama, who was an European who hoisted the first flag of India in the International Socialist Conference at Germany. There were also other college students and other revolutionists such as Beena Das, Kalpana Datta, and other helpers who came across with the helping in the formation of an independent country. So we must recognize here that the women were not just helpers, but they were the crusaders of the Indian independence. So I would like to say that next time when we are hoisting the flag or saluting it to it, or we are singing the national anthem, we should always remember that that freedom came not only from the men or the women, but all of them collectively working for us. So with that, with utmost pride, I salute to all the leaders of our country. Jai Hind, Jai Bharat Mata. Thank you so much. And sorry for the inconvenience previously caused. Thank you so much.
Thank you, BCU code NSS09. Judges, please note down the time. It is 5 minutes and 52 seconds. Now, I would like to call upon the code BCU NSS11. You can start.
Hello, everyone. My code is BCU NSS11. I'll start. So if yet your blood does not rage, then it is the water that flows in your veins. For what is the flush of youth, if it is not for service to the motherland? Chandrasekhar Azad. Good morning to one and all present here. My topic for the day is national integrity and role of youth. To begin with, let us know the basic meaning of what is national integrity. National integrity is the bond and togetherness between people regardless of their caste, creed, religion, or gender. So why do we need to be integrated? What is the need of that? Unity equals good guidance, proper growth, and true development. It provides a constant source of positive motivation, greater accomplishment. While many factors contribute to the overall development of a country, national integrity is the most vital and the most basic one of it. So how do the youth play a role in this? Like as the previous contestant mentioned also, the young generation are the foundation of any nation. As any building cannot survive without a strong foundation, a nation cannot survive and progress without well-qualified, efficient, and dedicated youngsters. So how do we engage youth in the national integration? For me personally, being part of associations like NSS, NCC, Scouts and Guides, or Road Tract, or any other NGO has provided a safe space for youth to respect their culture, actively learn other cultures, and also engage in the society and also the communal issues. So apart from this, camps like NIC, NYF, RD camps, village camps have promoted national integration. So when we talk about camps, I feel village adoption projects or government school adoption projects should be given more importance to, so that we also build integrity and we don't have a discrimination between the the underprivileged or the upper class people. Talking about the politics, the government can involve youngsters too in policy making or even taking their suggestions, so that it makes the youngsters feel more connected to the government, to our land, and also gives us a sense of responsibility that the youngsters can also bring about a change in the country. So if every school student is involved in volunteering for any cause that they believe personally in, it gives them an understanding at the grassroots level, so they can work on themselves, they can work on the issue. And then, as we always say, new ideas and new people, it also helps us to implement new ideas. And talking about social media, as youngsters, I personally feel we all at least spend 2 to 3 hours a day just scrolling through Instagram or something like that. If we use it in a right way, we can bring about global changes in our country or global changes at global levels. Just by just simple steps like avoid spreading of fake messages, using social media for a good cause, connecting to people on social media for for any social projects, avoiding spread of fake news itself solves the 90% of the problem in our country, is what I feel. So how do we feel connected to our country is that knowing a rich heritage of our country. If you only know your motherland is when you will believe that you can bring about a change. It is a sentiment that makes us proud of our heritage, and it binds all the people together. Just an example of how NSS has brought national integration in our country is that if you see during the pandemic or during any other natural calamities, every NSS volunteer has rendered valuable service to the nation, be it helping the healthcare, the healthcare sector or the migrant workers, or even during the vaccination drive. We came forward to help our nation, irrespective of whatever caste or creed or gender we belong to. We all came together because we believe that it is our nation, it is our community. So it brought us oneness in us. So it has also eliminated the discrimination of any type, irrespective of anything. So in this context, I feel students can play a significant role in promoting nationalism, national fervor, and the feeling of common brotherhood. Thank you.
Judges, please note down the time for 4 minutes and 14 seconds. Thank you, BCU NSS 11 code. Now, I would like to call upon BCU NSS code 12.
Good afternoon, ma'am. Am I audible firstly?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So, ma'am, please give me the cue after 3 minutes. Okay. So my code is BCU NSS. Please give me the cue after 3 minutes, ma'am.
Yeah, sure.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, sure. You can start.
Okay, ma'am. Okay. Good afternoon, delegates. My cue is BCU NSS 12, and I choose the topic Role of Youth in National Integration. So firstly, let us learn about what is national integration. National integration is the combination or the oneness of every individual globally and nationally, irrespective of their caste, color, or creed. So basically, what does the youth has to do? Youth has enormous amount of energy. They are the ones who rule our country, who are supposed to rule our country. So every house has to have a basic foundation, which should be a strong one. But then, such a way, the India or the global nations, every nation has to have its own strong foundation, and that is laid by a group of people known as the youth. So, firstly, let us learn how is the youth supposed to act in the role of national integration. Coming to the economic integration. So globally, we have a lot of people working for various things. And a person, though they earn financially or whatever it is, but still they have to do something for the motherland to make sure that yes, they are the part of the country. Well, and then coming to the political integration. So yes, India has got both prime minister, president, and we have got a lot of leadership people in the country. Well, but the same thing not same in USA. It is just the presidentship. It is the one-man army. So just the way, though the nations are divided by culture, though the nations are divided by caste, and though the nations are divided economically as well as politically, yet it is the same culture and it is the same religion, we can call it as it is human. Well, after all the discrimination between caste, color, creed, and sex, let us all remember that we are all born for the same purpose, that we are all humans. So we have to be united and divided. We say, do not come into my house, you belong to a low caste. Let this be the last time that we say people who are financially poor do not even dare to come in front of us. Let this be the last time that you cannot rule us and we will be the rulers. Let this be the last time that we ourselves say all sorts of caste and discrimination and say yes to national integration, and thereby concluding my speech that yes.
3 minutes up.
Hello, ma'am.
3 minutes up.
Hello. Okay. Actually, my call is getting disconnected twice.
You can just continue.
Okay. So yes, I have another minute left, and yes, finally speaking about what we are doing nationally and as well as we have Asia World MPs, which is specifically for the young generation, that is the youth. We have international model United Nations. We have every youths are a part of every national aspect, be it UNICEF or WHO or whatever it is. So yes, let us use our powers judiciously and make sure we use it properly and get India to the list of developed nations and national integration say yes to it. Thank you.
Thank you, BCU NSS code 012. Now, I would like the judges to note down the time, 3 minutes and 56 seconds. Now, I would like to call upon BCU NSS 13 with the code 13. Are they there? I guess 13 is not here. So we'll move upon with the next code, BCU NSS 14. So 13 and 14 both are not here. So next we'll move upon with the code BCU NSS 'You're not audible. Code 14, you're
Hello,
not audible.
ma'am. Am I?
15, you need to wait. So we'll move upon with the next code, BCU NSS 15.
Hello,
Your
ma'am.
time
Am I
starts.
audible now?
Yes, you're audible. You can start. Your time starts now.
Our flag does not fly because of the wind. It flies because of the last breath of each soldier who died protecting it. Hello, everyone. And this is code number BCU NSS 15. I am here to speak upon role of women in India's independence. So here it is. She can run the house, she can take care of child and family, she can earn, she is capable of everything. And at the time of war, she is a soldier. When we talk about Indian freedom fighters, the names which comes in our mind are usually Subhash Chandra Bose, Bhagat Singh and all. But it's rare to have a woman's name out there. The history of Indian freedom struggle is incomplete without mentioning the contributions of women. The sacrifice made by the women of India will occupy the foremost place. They fought with a true spirit and undaunted courage and faced various tortures, exploitations, and hardships to earn us freedom. When most of the men freedom fighters were in the prison, the women, they came forward and took charge of the struggle. The list of great women whose names have gone down in the history for their dedication and undying devotion to the service of India is a long one. From Rani Velu Nachiyar, Bhima Bai Holkar, Rani Chennamma, Rani Begum Hazrat Mahal, who fought against the Britishers in the 19th century. In the Great Revolt of 1857, Rani of Ramgarh, Jatan Kaur, Bezabai daringly led their troops into the battlefield. We can't forget the instance of Khoob Ladi Mardani wo to Jhansi wali Rani thi, Rani Lakshmi Bai, whose heroism and superb leadership led an outstanding example of patriotism. The Nightingale of India, Sarojini Naidu, Kasturba Gandhi, Vijay Lakshmi Pandit, Annie Besant, Aruna Asaf Ali, Sucheta Kriplani, and so on. The list is too long. Several women freedom fighters have their stories unsung. Many have gathered praises, but their contribution towards the society is and will remain be laudable. And at last, I would like to conclude by saying, as it is time-bound session over here, so women have contributed both in the battlefield as well as in the political field. However, as bright stars shown in the freedom struggle, there were also many nameless women who have in their own way contributed to the movement. Women as messengers, women as supporters, women as wives, women as mothers, and as leaders were an integral part of the independence movement. Nari Rashtrasya Akshayasti, which means women are the eyes of the nations. So I salute all of the women, the Nari Shakti. With this, I wish you all a very happy 75th Independence Day. Jai Hind and Jai Bharat. Thank you.
Hello, am I audible?
Pallavi, you need to wait. BCU NSS code 15. Thank you for the presentation. Judges, please note down the time. It's 3 minutes and 22 seconds.
Hello, sister. Can I continue?
BCU NSS code 14. That is Pallavi. You can start.
Okay.
You need to on your video. And your time starts now.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My code is BCU NSS 14, and I'm going to present speech. My topic is role of women in India's independence. भारत की स्वतंत्रता में महिलाओं का योगदान। साल 1857 की क्रांति के बगावत के समय राजघराने की महिलाएं आजाद भारत का सपना पूरा करने के लिए पुरुषों के साथ एकजुट हुई। इनमें प्रमुख थी इंदौर की महारानी अहिल्याबाई होलकर और झांसी की महारानी लक्ष्मीबाई। साल 1857 की हार के बाद ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी का स्थान ब्रिटिश सरकार ने ले लिया और ब्रिटिश शासन एक ऐतिहासिक सच बन गया। इतिहास गवाह है कि भारत के स्वतंत्रता में जहां पुरुषों ने बढ़ चढ़कर हिस्सा लिया तो महिलाएं भी पीछे नहीं रही। महिलाओं ने समय समय पर अपनी बहादुरी और साहस का प्रयोग कर पुरुषों के साथ कंधे से कंधा मिलाकर चली हैं। भारत की स्वतंत्रता में महिलाओं का बहुत बड़ा योगदान रहा है। जैसे रानी लक्ष्मीबाई और चेन्नम्मा जैसी वीरांगनाओं ने अंग्रेजों से लड़ते हुए अपनी जान दे दी, तो वहीं सरोजिनी नायडू और लक्ष्मी सहगल जैसी वीरांगनाओं ने अपने देश की आजादी के बाद भी सेवा की। तो आइए जानते हैं देश की महान वीरांगनाओं के बारे में जिसने देश की स्वतंत्रता के लिए बहुत बड़ी भूमिका निभाई है। उषा मेहता। स्वतंत्रता सेनानी उषा मेहता ने भारत के स्वतंत्रता आंदोलन में सक्रिय भूमिका निभाई थी। भारत छोड़ो आंदोलन 1942 के दौरान कुछ महीनों तक कांग्रेस रेडियो चलाने के कारण पूरे देश में विख्यात हुई। इस रेडियो के कारण ही उन्हें पुणे की एरवाड़ा जेल में रहना पड़ा। वे महात्मा गांधी की अनुयायी थी। दुर्गाबाई देशमुख। दुर्गाबाई देशमुख भारत की स्वतंत्रता सेनानी, सामाजिक कार्यकर्ता तथा स्वतंत्र भारत के पहले वित्त मंत्री चिंतामरण राव देशमुख की पत्नी थी। दुर्गाबाई देशमुख ने महात्मा गांधी के सत्याग्रह आंदोलन में भाग लिया व भारत की आजादी में एक वकील, सामाजिक कार्यकर्ता और एक राजनेता की सक्रिय भूमिका निभाई। उन्होंने शिक्षा के क्षेत्र को लेकर महिलाओं, बच्चों और जरूरतमंद लोगों के पुनर्वास तथा उनकी स्थिति को बेहतर बनाने हेतु एक केंद्रीय समाज कल्याण बोर्ड की नींव रखी थी। रानी लक्ष्मीबाई। रानी लक्ष्मीबाई तो किसी परिचय की मोहताज नहीं है। रानी लक्ष्मीबाई को बच्चे बच्चे तक जानते हैं। रानी लक्ष्मीबाई मराठा शासित राज्य की रानी थी और 1857 के प्रथम भारतीय स्वतंत्रता संग्राम में अंग्रेजी हुकूमत के विरुद्ध बिगुल बजाने वाले वीरों में से एक थी। वे ऐसी वीरांगना थी जिन्होंने मात्र 23 वर्ष की आयु में ही ब्रिटिश साम्राज्य की सेना से मोर्चा लिया और रण क्षेत्र में वीर गति को प्राप्त हो गई, परंतु जीते जी अंग्रेजों को अपने राज्य झांसी पर कब्जा नहीं करने दिया। अरुणा आसफ अली। अरुणा आसफ अली भारतीय स्वतंत्रता सेनानी थी। उन्हें 1942 में भारत छोड़ो आंदोलन के दौरान मुंबई के गोवालिया मैदान से कांग्रेस का झंडा फहराने के लिए हमेशा याद किया जाता है। इन्होंने एक कार्यकर्ता होने के नाते नमक सत्याग्रह में भाग लिया और उन्होंने भारतीय राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस की मासिक पत्रिका इंकलाब का भी संपादन किया। सन 1998 में इन्हें भारत रत्न से सम्मानित किया गया। सुचेता कृपलानी, ये एक स्वतंत्रता सेनानी थी और विभाजन के दंगों के दौरान महात्मा गांधी के साथ रहकर कार्य किया था। इंडियन नेशनल कांग्रेस में शामिल होने के बाद इन्होंने राजनीति में प्रमुख भूमिका निभाई थी। इन्होंने भारतीय संविधान सभा में वंदे मातरम भी गाया था। सुचेता कृपलानी उत्तर प्रदेश की मुख्यमंत्री बनी और भारत की प्रथम महिला मुख्यमंत्री थी। विजय लक्ष्मी पंडित, ये जवाहरलाल नेहरू की बहन थी, जिन्होंने भारत के स्वतंत्रता आंदोलन में अपना अमूल्य योगदान दिया। सविनय अवज्ञा आंदोलन में भाग लेने के कारण उन्हें जेल में बंद किया गया था। ये संयुक्त राष्ट्र की पहली महिला राजदूत थी, जिन्होंने मॉस्को, लंदन और वॉशिंगटन में भारत का प्रतिनिधित्व किया। कमला नेहरू, ये भारतीय की राष्ट्रीय कांग्रेस के शीर्ष नेता एवं भारत के प्रथम प्रधानमंत्री जवाहरलाल नेहरू जी की धर्मपत्नी थी। ये धरने जुलूस में अंग्रेजों का सामना करती, भूख हड़ताल करती और जेल की पथरीली धरती पर सोती थी। अब आते हैं बेगम हजरत महल। बेगम हजरत महल अवध के शासक वाजिद अली शाह की पहली पत्नी थी। सन 1857 में भारत के पहले स्वतंत्रता संग्राम में उन्होंने ब्रिटिश ईस्ट इंडिया कंपनी के खिलाफ विद्रोह किया। सरोजिनी नायडू, ये पहली भारतीय महिला कांग्रेस अध्यक्ष और भारत की कोकिला नाम से पहचानी जाती हैं। इन्होंने खिलाफत आंदोलन की बागडोर संभाली और अंग्रेजों को भारत से निकालने में अहम योगदान दिया। कस्तूरबा गांधी, महात्मा गांधी की पत्नी थी कस्तूरबा गांधी, जो भारत में बा के नाम से विख्यात हैं। आजादी की लड़ाई में उन्होंने हर कदम पर अपने पति का साथ दिया था, बल्कि कई बार स्वतंत्र रूप से और गांधी जी के मना करने के बावजूद उन्होंने जेल जाने और संघर्ष में शिरकत करने का निर्णय लिया। देश की आजादी को यूं ही बनाए रखना, देश की आजादी को यूं ही बनाए रखना, स्वतंत्रता सेनानियों की धरोहर को यूं ही सजाए रखना, यूं ही सजाए रखना। जय हिंद, जय भारत, धन्यवाद।
Judges, please note the timings. It's 5 minutes, 17 seconds.
Code 16.
No, I request code 16 to...
Audible?
Yeah.
ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನೆರೆದಿರುವಂತಹ ಎಲ್ಲ ಗಣ್ಯಾತಿ ಗಣ್ಯರಿಗೆ ಹಾಗೂ ನನ್ನ ಸಹ ಸ್ಪರ್ಧಿಗಳಿಗೆ ಮಧ್ಯಾಹ್ನದ ಶುಭೋದಯ. ನನ್ನ ಕೋಡ್ ಬಂದು BCU NSS 16. ನಾನು ಇಂದು ಆಯ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡಿರುವಂತಹ ವಿಷಯ ಇಂಡಿಪೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಡೇ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಷನ್, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ದಿನೋತ್ಸವದ ಆಚರಣೆ. ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ದಿನವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಇಂದು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗಿ ಆಚರಿಸಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅನೇಕ ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಇತಿಹಾಸವಿದೆ, ಲಕ್ಷಾಂತರ ಜನರ ಬಲಿದಾನ ಇದೆ, ಇನ್ನು ಕೆಲ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರು ರಕ್ತದ ಓಕಳಿಯನ್ನ ಹರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಸಾವಿರಾರು ಜನರು ತಮ್ಮ ಬದುಕನ್ನೇ ಮುಡುಪಾಗಿಟ್ಟು ತಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನವನ್ನೇ ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಇಂದು ನಾವು ನಮಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಬಂದಂತೆ ಇರಲು, ಇಷ್ಟಪಟ್ಟ ಉಡುಪುಗಳನ್ನ ಧರಿಸಲು, ಇಷ್ಟ ಬಂದ ಕೆಲಸಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾಡುವಷ್ಟು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಗಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅನೇಕ ಜನರ ತ್ಯಾಗ ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಡಗಿದೆ. ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ದಿನ ನಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಶುಭ ಸಂದರ್ಭ ಎಂದು ತಿಳಿದಿದೆ. ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ದಿನವು ಎಲ್ಲ ಭಾರತೀಯ ನಾಗರಿಕರಿಗೆ ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಮಹತ್ವದ ದಿನವಾಗಿದೆ ಮತ್ತು ಇದನ್ನ ಇತಿಹಾಸದಲ್ಲೇ ಶಾಶ್ವತವಾಗಿ ಉಲ್ಲೇಖಿಸಲಾಗಿದೆ. ಭಾರತದ ಮಹಾನ್ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರು, ಉದಾಹರಣೆಗೆ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಪಿತ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿ, ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಚಂದ್ರ ಬೋಸ್, ಭಗತ್ ಸಿಂಗ್, ಸರ್ದಾರ್ ವಲ್ಲಭಾಯ್ ಪಟೇಲ್, ಬಾಲ ಗಂಗಾಧರನಾಥ್ ತಿಲಕ್, ಹೀಗೆ ಪಟ್ಟಿ ಬೆಳೆಯುತ್ತಾ ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇನ್ನ ಮಹಿಳೆಯರಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಕಿತ್ತೂರು ರಾಣಿ ಚೆನ್ನಮ್ಮ, ಝಾನ್ಸಿ ರಾಣಿ ಲಕ್ಷ್ಮೀಬಾಯಿ, ಒನಕೆ ಓಬವ್ವ ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರ ಹೋರಾಟಗಾರರ ಪಟ್ಟಿಯಲ್ಲೇ ಮುಖ್ಯ ಪಾತ್ರವನ್ನ ವಹಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರ ಹಲವು ಕಠಿಣ ಹೋರಾಟದ ನಂತರ ನಮಗೆ ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷ್ ಆಡಳಿತದಿಂದ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ದೊರೆತ ದಿನ. ಭಾರತದ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯದ ಮೊದಲ ದಿನವನ್ನ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ಹಾಗೂ ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಪಡೆಯುವಲ್ಲಿ ತಮ್ಮ ಪ್ರಾಣ ತ್ಯಾಗ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮಹಾನ್ ನಾಯಕರ ಎಲ್ಲಾ ತ್ಯಾಗಗಳನ್ನ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಟುಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ನಾವು ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 15ರಂದು ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ದಿನವನ್ನ ಆಚರಿಸ್ತೇವೆ. ಬ್ರಿಟಿಷರ ಆಡಳಿತದಿಂದ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ 1947 ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 15ರಂದು ಸ್ವತಂತ್ರವಾಯಿತು. ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ ಭಾರತದಾದ್ಯಂತ ಈ ದಿನವನ್ನ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆಯನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಚರಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ದಿನ ಇಡೀ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ರಜಾ ದಿನವನ್ನಾಗಿ ಆಚರಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ದೇಶದ ಹಲವೆಡೆ ತ್ರಿವರ್ಣ ಧ್ವಜವನ್ನ ಆರಿಸಿ ಸಿಹಿ ಹಂಚಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಆಚರಣೆಯ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಸಮಾರಂಭ ದೆಹಲಿಯ ಕೆಂಪು ಕೋಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಭಾರತದ ಪ್ರಧಾನಮಂತ್ರಿಗಳು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಧ್ವಜವನ್ನ ಆರಿಸಿ ಭಾರತದ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರಗೀತೆ ಜನಗಣಮನವನ್ನ ಆಡಿ ನಂತರ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರವನ್ನ ಉದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ ಭಾಷಣದಲ್ಲಿ ದೇಶದ ಸಾಧನೆ, ದೇಶದ ಮುಂದಿರುವ ಪ್ರಮುಖ ಸವಾಲುಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಮಾತನಾಡಿ ಕೆಲವು ಪ್ರಗತಿ ಯೋಜನೆಗಳನ್ನ ಪ್ರಕಟಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಈ ದಿನದಂದು ದೇಶದ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದ ನಾಯಕರನ್ನ ಸ್ಮರಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಭಾರತಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಬಂದು 74 ವರ್ಷ ಕಳೆದಿದೆ. ಈ ಬಾರಿ 75ನೇ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ದಿನೋತ್ಸವವನ್ನ ಆಚರಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ದಿನಾಚರಣೆ ಈ ಬಾರಿ COVID-19 ರೋಗದಿಂದಾಗಿ ಕಳೆಗೊಂಡಿದೆ. ಸಾರ್ವಜನಿಕರು ಗುಂಪು ಸೇರದೆ ಆಚರಣೆ ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಿರುವುದು
ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಆದರೆ ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕ ಅಂತರ ಕಾಯ್ದುಕೊಳ್ಳಲು ಸೀಮಿತ ಸಂಖ್ಯೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಜನರನ್ನ ಈ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಕ್ಕೆ ಸೇರಿಸಲಾಗುತ್ತದೆ. ಪ್ರಧಾನಿ ಧ್ವಜ ಹಾರಿಸಿದ ಬಳಿಕ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರವನ್ನುದ್ದೇಶಿಸಿ ಭಾಷಣ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದರ ನೇರ ಪ್ರಸಾರದ ವ್ಯವಸ್ಥೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ಇರುತ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ಮಿಲಿಟರಿ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಗಳ ಪ್ರದರ್ಶನವನ್ನ ಮುಂಚಿತವಾಗಿಯೇ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದರ ಚಿತ್ರೀಕರಣ ಮಾಡಲಾಗುತ್ತಿದ್ದು ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 15ರಂದು ಅದರ ಪ್ರಸಾರವಾಗಲಿದೆ. ಕೆಂಪುಕೋಟೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆಯುವ ಧ್ವಜಾರೋಹಣ ಸಮಾರಂಭದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೇನಾ ಪಡೆಗಳ ಪಥಸಂಚಲನ, ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ವಾದನ, ಪೊಲೀಸರಿಂದ ಗೌರವ ಸಲ್ಲಿಕೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಇತ್ಯಾದಿ ಕಾರ್ಯಕ್ರಮಗಳು ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಿವೆ. ಹೀಗೆ ಬಹಳ ಮುನ್ನೆಚ್ಚರಿಕೆ ಕ್ರಮಗಳಿಂದ ಈ ಸಾರಿ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ದಿನೋತ್ಸವವನ್ನ ಆಚರಿಸಲು ಅನೇಕ ಸಿದ್ಧತೆಗಳು ನಡೆಯುತ್ತಿವೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ಮಾತನಾಡಲು ಅವಕಾಶ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಟ್ಟಂತಹ ನಿಮ್ಮೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಹೃತ್ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಧನ್ಯವಾದಗಳು. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಭಾರತ್ ಮಾತಾ.
Judges, please note down the time. It's 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Thank you, BCU NSS code 16. Now I call upon BCU NSS code 17. Please on your video. You're audible.
Am I audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Start.
Please on your video.
Oh.
Yeah. Your time starts now.
I'm BCU NSS 17. My co-parts audience of this competition. The topic that I choose is creative mind. Subhash Chandra Bose, Banki Chatterjee encouraged to fight that our country today before Chakrabarti Sambhalji Maharaj. He believed that a foreign ruler should go out of the country and defend he was being cast by Arif, and he gave 3 conditions. One, believe that do not believe that he was tortured. He was and people were exposed to and urinate. His finger plucked out. His skin blind him with iron rod. But he believed that he believes around his life. He's still hidden. As the who made part in the I remember the fund in the first woman Savitri Bai husband. They were of the home. The people used to throw human discharge in and all success. Salute you, Mom, because you are one of she gave her the freedom of education. That Dandrin met an accident, but what do you think? She feared after 2 years she was back with a positive. I salute that people inequality, faces domestic violence, both etc. People I call youth the or adult at age 1 to against this and let other people also experience the same what experience the same freedom. So stand fight. Thank you.
Judges, please note down the time. It's 3 minutes 30 seconds. I now call upon BCU NSS 18.
It is always said that an independent and a free country is a happy country. Freedom is nothing but a chance to do better. With this beautiful quote, the BCU NSS 18 would like to wish you all a warm afternoon and begin my talk on the topic Great Indian Freedom Fighters. Today, we all have the freedom to walk, speak, and do what we want. However, the situation was not the same when India was ruled by the Britishers. 74 years back, situations were so different. People were not allowed to do anything of their wish. Those were the days of struggle, hardship, and suffering. The freedom fighters had the courage and love for the motherland to fight against the Britishers, to bring back freedom. We cannot even imagine what freedom is if freedom fighters would have not done their part back then. Freedom fighters were the people who selflessly sacrificed their life for the freedom of our country. Few chose the path of violence and others chose non-violence to bring an end to the British rule in India. Every freedom fighters have contributed in their own way in the area to end dominance and slavery. They are the symbol of patriotism and bravery. One cannot affirm the importance of the freedom fighters. Moreover, many of the freedom fighters went on war against the Britishers, though were not trained. They are only motivated to make the country free. So many freedom fighters even laid on their lives in the War of Independence. It is impossible to measure and compare the contribution. But today, I would like to remember some among those great freedom fighters who stood as a great pillar of support during the independence struggle. Give me blood, I will give you freedom. This slogan was quoted by well-known freedom fighter Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, who was the founder of Indian National Army. He trained many soldiers to fight against the British Army. His contribution and sacrifices are immense. Bal Gangadhar Tilak, another famous Indian freedom fighter who started two newspapers, Maratha and Kesari, due to which he was sent to prison. He used to say, Swaraj is my birthright and I shall have it. He was also called as Lokamanya Tilak as a token of respect. Mohandas Karamchandra Gandhi, popularly known as father of our nation. Gandhi chose the way of non-violence and truth. He was the leader of historic Dandi March that broke the salt law and Quit India movement. Gopala Krishna Gokhale was the senior leader of Indian National Congress, a leader of political and social reforms. He was one of the founder of Indian independence movement, and many more raised their voice against all the violence and injustice done to Indians, which has gifted us with the freedom today. I feel if we talk one whole day also about their contribution and sacrifices, we won't be able to justify the hardship and struggle they went through the sake of motherland. I would like to end my talk with a few final words. It is all because of these people and many unsung warriors.
3 minutes, sir.
We can live in a free country, but unfortunately, the efforts of these people are forgotten. It is just confined to be read as the stories in books. By doing so, we are not doing justice for all the sacrifices and struggle they went through. So we must come together and let communal hatred divide us. Our unity will be the best tribute to them because at the end, this was the purpose of the sacrifice. I am grateful that I got the opportunity to express my gratitude towards the great Indian freedom fighters. Thank you all. Jai Hind.
Thank you. Judges, please note down the time. It's 3 minutes 43 seconds. Now I call upon BCU NSS 19.
I'm so sorry to interrupt over here. My number was also BCUN 18, NSS 18. My name is Nitisha. If you can please confirm me. I got the same on Excel sheet.
Nitisha Gupta, right?
Yes.
Your code is BCU NSS 03. We had updated it. I guess you didn't check it once. So
That I also checked. So it was 03 also as well as 18. So 2 I have got. So I just wanted to confirm.
It is 03. We'll be giving you the opportunity as soon as everybody finishes. Since yours was in starting, so I'll be giving you the opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Now I would like to call upon BCU NSS with the code 19. 19, 20, and 21 seems not to be here. So we'll move on with the code BCU NSS 22.
ಆರಂಭಿಸಬಹುದಾ?
Your time starts now.
ಆತ್ಮೀಯ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ ಹಾಗೂ ಎಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರವನ್ನ ತಿಳಿಸ್ತಾ, ನನ್ನ ಕೋಡು BCU NSS 22. ನಾನು ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಿಷಯ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಏಕೀಕರಣ ಮತ್ತು ಯುವಕರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ವಿಷಯದ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಏಕೀಕರಣ ಅಂತ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏನು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಮೊದಲು ತಿಳಿದುಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾಕಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ, ಒಂದು ಸಂವಿಧಾನ, ಈ ತರದನ್ನ ಮಾತಾಡುವ ನಾವುಗಳು ಅದೇ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದೊಳಗೆ ನೂರಾರು ಧರ್ಮಗಳು, ನೂರಾರು ಜಾತಿಗಳು, ನೂರಾರು ಮತ ಪಂಗಡಗಳು, ಅದರೊಳಗೆ ಕೋಮುವಾದಗಳು, ಇವುಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಗಮನಿಸ್ತಾ ಬಂದ್ವಿ. ಸ್ನೇಹಿತರೆ, ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಏಕೀಕರಣ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಸರ್ದಾರ್ ವಲ್ಲಭಾಯ್ ಪಟೇಲರ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಏಕೀಕರಣ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತೆ ಹೊರತು ಇವತ್ತಿನ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಏಕೀಕರಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಧರ್ಮದ ಏಕೀಕರಣ ಆಗುವಂಥದ್ದು ಅಥವಾ ಕೋಮುವಾದದ ಮುಖಾಂತರ ಯಾರನ್ನ ಪ್ರಚೋದನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವರನ್ನ ಏಕೀಕರಣಗೊಳಿಸತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ಅಲ್ಲ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಯುವಕರು ಏಕೀಕರಣಗೊಳಿಸುವ ನಿಟ್ಟಿನಲ್ಲಿ, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಭಾರತ ದೇಶ ರಾಜಕೀಯವಾಗಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಸಾಮಾಜಿಕವಾಗಿ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಅಥವಾ ಆರ್ಥಿಕವಾಗಿ, ಶೈಕ್ಷಣಿಕವಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಏಕೀಕರಣವನ್ನು ಹೊಂದಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು ಮತ್ತು ಇಲ್ಲಿನ ಯುವಕರು ಪ್ರಜ್ಞಾವಂತರಾಗಬೇಕಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಕಾರಣ ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿಗೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 15ಕ್ಕೆ ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ 75ನೇ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ದಿನವನ್ನ ಆಚರಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ನಾವುಗಳು ಈ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಸಲ್ಲಿಸ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಮನ್ನಣೆಯನ್ನ, ಈ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಮನ್ನಣೆಯನ್ನ 75 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 200 ವರ್ಷದ ದಾಸ್ಯ, ಆಂಗ್ಲರ ದಾಸ್ಯದಿಂದ ಪಡೆದಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯವನ್ನು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀವ? ಸರ್ದಾರ್ ವಲ್ಲಭಾಯ್ ಪಟೇಲರ ಮೂಲಕ ಏಕೀಕರಣಗೊಂಡಂತಹ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಉಪಯೋಗಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀವ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಮೆಚ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಯುವಕರ ಪಾತ್ರ ಏನು ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ಮಹಾನ್ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಪಾತ್ರಗಳೇನಿಲ್ಲ. ಈ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ಹತ್ತತ್ರ ನಾವು 66% ನಾವು ಯುವಕರು ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಈ ಯುವಕರು ಬರೀ ಮೂಲಭೂತ ಹಕ್ಕುಗಳನ್ನ ಮಾತ್ರವೇ ಕೇಳ್ತೇನೆ ಹೊರತು ನನ್ನ ದೇಶಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ನಾನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ಇವತ್ತು ನಮ್ಮ ಏನು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯ ಇದು NSS ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಸೇವೆಗೆ ಅಂತಾನೆ ಮಾಡಿರೋದು. ನಾಟ್ ಮೀ ಬಟ್ ಯು, ನನಗಾಗಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ನಿಮಗಾಗಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ದೇಶಗಳನ್ನ ಒಳಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಈ ಏನು NSS ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರ ಕನಸಾಗಿತ್ತು. ಅದೇ ಗಾಂಧೀಜಿಯವರನ್ನ ಇವತ್ತು ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ ಏನು ಅವ್ರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ವಿರುದ್ಧವಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರ್ದೋ ಒಬ್ಬರ ಏನು ಶ್ರಮವನ್ನ ತಿಳಿದಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಯುವ ಜನತೆ ಸರಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಏಕೀಕರಣ ಆಗ್ಬೇಕಿತ್ತು, ಯುವಕರ ಪಾತ್ರವೇನು ಅಂತ ತಿಳಿತಾ ಹೋದಾಗ ಈ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಹರಿದು ಹಂಚಿ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಕಾರಣ ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ನೂರಾರು ಭಾಷೆ ಇದೆ. ಭಾಷೆಯ ಆಧಾರದ ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಒಂದು ಹಿಂದಿಯನ್ನೇ ನಾವು ಏರಿಕೆ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ನಮ್ಗೆ ಅದನ್ನ ತಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಕನ್ನಡಿಗರಾಗಿ ಸಾಧ್ಯವಿಲ್ಲ, ಅಥವಾ ನಾವು ಯಾವ್ದೋ ಒಂದು ಭಾಷೆಯನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಅದನ್ನ ಕೇಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಪ್ರಾದೇಶಿಕತೆ ಅಂತ ಬಂದಾಗ ತಮಿಳುನಾಡಿಗೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ಜನ ತಮಿಳರ ಆ ಒಂದು ಸಂಸ್ಕೃತಿಯನ್ನು ಅನುಭವಿಸ್ತಾರೆ. ಇದರೆಲ್ಲದರಲ್ಲೂ ನಾವು ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರೀಯತೆಯನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರು ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ನಾವು ಈ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರವನ್ನ ಚೈತನ್ಯಕರಣಗೊಳಿಸಬೇಕು ಮತ್ತು ಈ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರ ನಿರ್ಮಾಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರು ತೊಡಗಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಕಾರಣ ಯಾಕೆಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ ಒಟ್ಟು GDP ಏನಿದೆ ಅದು ಕುಸಿತ ಬಂದಿದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮ 66% ಯುವಕರನ್ನ ನಾವು ಸರಿಯಾಗಿ ಬಳಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತಿದ್ದೀವ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಮೆಚ್ಕೋಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿಯಾಗಿ ಭಗತ್ ಸಿಂಗರು ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ಯುವಕರಿಗೆ ನಾವು ಈ ಮಾತನ್ನ ನೆನಪಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಭಗತ್ ಸಿಂಗರು ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾತನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ನೇಣಿಗೆ ಖುಷಿ ಆಗ್ತದ. ನೀವು ಒಬ್ಬ ಭಗತ್ ಸಿಂಗಿಗೆ ಮಾತ್ರ ನೀವು ನೇಣಾಗ್ತಿದ್ರಿ, ಬೆಳಿಗ್ಗೆಗೆ ಭಗತ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಸತ್ತ ಅಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನಂತಹ 1000 ಜನ ಭಗತ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂತ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತಿಗೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಯುವಕರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತಹ 1000 ಅಲ್ಲ, ಭಗತ್ ಸಿಂಗ್ರ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಗುಣ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಕೂಡ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ನಾವು ಬಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಚಂದ್ರ ಬೋಸರನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೆನಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಒಂದು ನೀವು ವೃತ್ತವನ್ನ ಕೊಡಿ, ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯವನ್ನ ಕೊಡಿಸ್ತೇವೆ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಸುಭಾಷ್ ಚಂದ್ರ ಬೋಸರ ಏನು ಧ್ಯೇಯ ಇತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ನಾವು ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀವಿ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅವರ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯ ಬಿಡಿ, ಅವ್ರು ಕೊಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಸ್ವಾತಂತ್ರ್ಯವನ್ನ ಬಿಡಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದನ್ನ ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಹರಿದು ಹಂಚಿ ತಿಂದಂತಹ ಮೂಲಭೂತವಾದಿಗಳು, ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತವಾದಿಗಳು, ಇವರೆಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಮನೆ ಹಾಕ್ತಾ ನಾವು ಈ ದೇಶದಲ್ಲಿ ಯಾವ ರಾಜಕೀಯ ನಾಯಕರುಗಳ ಚೇಲಗಳಾಗಿ ಇವತ್ತು ಓಡಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ನನ್ನ ದೇಶ ಯಾವತ್ತು ಮಾತ್ರ ನನಗೆ ನೆನಪಿಗೆ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇವತ್ತು ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ನನ್ನ ದೇಶ ಏಕೀಕರಣಗೊಂಡಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಂದಾಗ, ನಾನು ಯಾವಾಗ ಮಾತ್ರ ಭಾರತೀಯ ಅಂತ ಅನಿಸ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ನಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಿಗೆ ಬಂದಾಗ, ಕೇವಲ ಆಗಸ್ಟ್ 15 ಮತ್ತು ಜನವರಿ 26ರಂದು ಮಾತ್ರವೇ ನಮಗೆ ಈ ಏನು ನಾವು ಭಾರತೀಯರಾಗ್ತೀವಿ ಹೊರತು ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಹಿಂದೂ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಅದಾದ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾನು ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಆಗ್ತೀನಿ, ಅಥವಾ ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಸಂಘಟನೆಯ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಭಾಗವಾಗಿ ಹೋಗ್ತೀನಿ. ನನ್ನ ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿಯೇ ನನಗೆ ಮುಖ್ಯವಾಗ್ತದೆ. ನನ್ನ ಹೆಸರಿನ ಜೊತೆಗೆ ನಾನು ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಜಾತಿಯನ್ನು ಸೇರಿಸ್ಕೊಂಡು ಬೆಳಿತೀನಿ ಹೊರತು ನನ್ನ ರಾಷ್ಟ್ರದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಅತೀವವಾದ ಗೌರವ ಇಲ್ಲ. ನನಗಿದೆ, ಆದ್ರೆ ಜನಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥದ್ದು ನನ್ನ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕ ಏನು ಅಭಿಪ್ರಾಯ. ಈ ತರದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಕೊನೆಯದಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಮಾತನ್ನ ಹೇಳಕ್ ಬಯಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಿವೇಕಾನಂದ ಯುವಕರಲ್ಲಿ ತುಂಬಾ ನಂಬಿಕೆಯನ್ನ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು. ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಅವರೊಂದು ಮಾತನ್ನ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಏನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ, ಅಗೋ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಬೆಟ್ಟ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ ತಂದಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂತಹ ಯುವಕನ ನನ್ನ ಕೈ ಕುಡಿ ಈ ದೇಶವನ್ನ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿಯವರು ಹೇಳಿದ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ಮಾತಿನ ಮೇಲೆ ಈ ದೇಶ ನಿಲ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅವ್ರ ಸಿದ್ಧಾಂತಗಳ ಮೇಲೆ ನಿಲ್ತದೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವತ್ತಿಂದ ಇವತ್ತಿನವರೆಗೂ 75 ವರ್ಷಗಳ ಅವಧಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರಲ್ಲ, ಅಗೋ ಸ್ವಾಮೀಜಿ ಬೆಟ್ಟ, ಅಗೋ ನೋಡು ಬೆಟ್ಟ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತಂದಿಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತಕ್ಕಂಥ ಒಬ್ಬನೇ ಒಬ್ಬನನ್ನ ನಾವು ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋದಾದ್ರೆ ಎಂತಹ ನಿಜವಾದ ಪ್ರೇಮ ನಾವು ತೋರಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೀವಿ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೆ. ದೇಶದ ದುರ್ದೈವ ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೂಡ ಬದುಕಿದ್ದು ಸತ್ತಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಆದ್ರೆ ಸತ್ತರೂ ಸಾಯದೆ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನಾದ್ರು ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಯುವಕರು ಈ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪನಾದ್ರೂ ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನ ಪೂರ ದೇಶಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ದುಡಿಯೋದು ಬೇಡ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪನಾದ್ರೂ ದುಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ನನ್ನ ಮಾತನ್ನು ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್, ಜೈ ಕರ್ನಾಟಕ ಮಾತೆ.
Judges, please note down the timings. It's 5 minutes 33 seconds. Now I call upon BCU NSS 23.
Now we call upon BCU NSS with the code 03.
Yes, ma'am.
You can start.
Ma'am, you are not audible.
Please unmute. Please unmute.
Can you hear me?
Now you're audible.
Okay, thank you so much.
Start.
Yes, I welcome all the judges. My due respect, with the due respect to my judges and all the panelist members. My dear friends, I would like to give a speech on the great Indian freedom fighters. Well, India's independence we have got not because of other things, but definitely with the great effort of great Indian freedom fighters. We had many chivalrous great Indian freedom fighters like Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Mahatma Gandhi, and Chandrasekhar Azad. And they have really given a kind of goosebumps to all the youth of those times. And then they have got the freedom of the country. I really feel that the freedom is not an overnight work. It came up with a lot of hardship, and that's how they have contributed to that era and brought the proper independence that we have got today. Today, all the youth of India are enjoying sitting at home, using their laptops, mobile TVs, and gaming, which nowadays it is called as they are instead of focusing on what they should do for the nation, they are really into all the gadgets and playing. What I feel is whatever independence they have got, or this opportunity that they have got, they should utilize it by doing something for the nation, for their country, for their family. And with that, I would like to end my speech. Thank you so much.
Judges, please note down the timing. It is 2 minutes. As now we are in the end of the program, I thank all the dear participants for making this event a successful one. I thank you all for participating enthusiastically and presenting in a very good manner. Now, once again, I would like to request all the participants to on their videos for the final group photo. All the dear participants, please on your videos. Thank you. Now, I thank our Honorable BCU NSS Coordinator, Govind Gowda HD Sir, for organizing such a wonderful event and giving all of us an opportunity to present what our thoughts are on few topics. And also I would like to thank our judges of the day for taking out their time from the busy schedule and initiating and supporting us for this program. Now I would like to call upon Anand Athres, NSS volunteer KLE SNC, for proposing the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Barka. Winning and losing are part of competition, but what matter is participation. A very warm afternoon. I, Anant Atres, an NSS volunteer, KLSNC, feel it a great honor to present vote of thanks on this occasion. I firstly thank BCU coordinator, Dr. Govinda Gowda HG, sir, for providing this opportunity to all of us. I thank Dr. Pratibha KS Ma'am, NSS Program Officer of KLE SNC, for organizing such a wonderful event. I would like to thank today's eminent judge, Dr. Paramesh M. Sir and Dr. Prasanna K. Sir, for making out time for their busy schedule and supporting us.
Thank you.
At last, I would like to thank all the participants for participating and making this event a grand success. Thank you all.
Thank you, everybody, for participating and making this a grand success. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you all dear participants for your wonderful presentation. We will announce the prize winners on August 15 on the occasion of Azadi Ki Amrit Mahotsav, India at 75. Thank you everyone. Jai Hind, Jai Karnataka.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.